Should I do in-person networking and meetings or do online promotion and marketing? I get this question a lot, or I hear from people a lot, oh, I'm already doing a lot of face-to-face meetings. I don't have to worry about that other stuff. I prefer just meeting people in person. Now, they're both really important, but I think it is a huge, huge mistake to see those two things as completely separate. I'm going to give you two scenarios to follow along with. The first, you go to a networking event, you hand out a bunch of business cards, have some good conversations, and then go and try to set up meetings with these people and connect with them. The second scenario is you get a referral and you're talking back and forth with that person and trying to line them up as a customer. Now, in both these scenarios, there's a very high chance that that person looked you up online and saw what you were all about. It's estimated that 97% of people look up businesses online before deciding to do business. So you may have seen all that as completely separate from it, but then that person went and Googled you, and that could have led to them not wanting to work with you, or feeling a little lukewarm or mediocre, or a lot more excited or more interested in working directly with you. So we tend to sometimes think of online promotion as needing to take people from, oh, I've never heard of this person in my entire life, to, oh, I'm ready to do business, let's get started. And often it fills in parts of this. So it'll move you from, if this is a 0, this is a 10, it'll move you from a 2 to a 6, or they'll first hear about you and you can continue it with a face-to-face meetings. That is still incredibly important, especially at the start. A lot of the online promotion and videos, you'll have a smaller audience at the very beginning. It does take some time and some patience to build up that online presence and content, but it is incredibly beneficial. Then when you meet people in person, when they look you up, they're able to see your content, understand that you're likable, that you are an expert, that you know what you're talking about, that you have solutions that could fit their exact needs. And also, as you continue to grow on these platforms, this can mean a lot more people hearing about you or finding out about you and getting moved along in that sales process. When I first got started with my business, I was doing almost entirely in-person networking. And this was very helpful for lining up business, but I would get so busy with the business that I didn't have time to go out in person to meet new people. Once I was able to build up that online presence, I would have a lot more people reaching out to me, so I could be lining things up quickly even when I was working on ongoing projects. It's also a lot more scalable, so you can have a whole lot more people reaching out. You can connect with a lot more people. If you do a post that 600 people see, you have more potential to get in front of better potential customers and clients. And I think a lot of small businesses may feel like they have enough clients or they're busy enough already, but if you have a lot more choices, you can choose better clients who are easier to work with or are willing to pay more money. So it's really nice when you're at the point that you're able to turn down a lot of the projects that you don't want. Now, I'm going to give you a few actionable tips on what you want to be focusing with your online content. I would just have a constant voice in your head of your customers saying, what's in this for me? What's in this for me? They probably don't care about your long, drawn-out story of your business or about how it's in your family. They care what it's going to do specifically for them. So if you can really tell the story of other customers that have been helped, or paint a picture of what their life or their business will look like after you work with them, that is a really effective way to connect with people and get them excited about what you'll be able to bring them. Having some testimonials and reviews is incredibly important. So if you just build that into your process, where when you work with someone, tell them you're going to go above and beyond, you're going to deliver way beyond expectations, and a big part of your marketing is word of mouth and reviews. So you'd love one if you do truly do an amazing job. If you plant that idea in their head from the beginning, it's not going to come out of left field when you ask for a review at the very end. Now, you do want to ask for honest feedback, because you can learn some things from the reviews that aren't 5 stars, and it's actually better if not every single review is 5 stars. Now, this surprises a whole lot of people, but here's why. There are so many businesses that have 4 reviews or 5 reviews, and it really looks like they just got 4 or 5 of their friends or family members to leave reviews, and sometimes this really is accurate. But if you're able to get 20 or 25 reviews and your average is 4.8 or 4.9 out of 5, it really looks like this is a lot of people who worked with you giving their honest feedback, even if it's 3 stars or 4 stars. This gives a very different impression. And when you ask people for reviews, if it's on Yelp, you want to make sure that they've been on there a while, because Yelp is much more likely to flag ones from new profiles. But you want to have people paint a picture of the problem or challenge they were facing, what it was like working with you, but also what their life looks like now that you've solved that problem for them or helped them in that exact way. So people really are taken on that journey with them through their own words. Because so many people look up you or your business, it is incredibly important to Google yourself. You'll probably want to do Bing as well. Google's much bigger, but Bing is still nearly a quarter of searches, so you don't want to ignore it entirely. But just see what comes up. You can't choose the exact order, but you can remove some things which are in your control. And you can also recognize, oh, my main web page isn't doing as well. I may need to write some blogs or work on search engine optimization or build some links to that to make that rank higher in the search results. So just having a good understanding of what people see when they look you up is important. And if you can create useful, helpful content, that is going to be very important, because if they read blog posts or see videos that is actually helpful and answers their questions, that is going to move them a lot further along in the liking you and trusting you and wanting to do business with you process. So you absolutely do need to do the networking. You need to shake hands. Think of it this way. If you were running for president, it would be crazy not to kiss any babies or show up in any in-person events. But also it would be a little insane to not have a website or a Facebook page or anything like that. The two are incredibly important and they are very interconnected. Anyway, I would love to hear from you. Where have you generated the most business? When I started, it was through in-person networking. Now it's about 3 or 4 times as much through online, although I do still get in-person networking or referrals for my business as well. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching this until the very end. Leave a comment, peanut. This is just really helpful for me to know who's watching this until the very end. Please subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I come out with new videos. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.